You're listening to the Bantering Bohs Show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
50 Shades of what? Bradley.
Disappointment?
50 Shades of Bradley. Yeah, 50 Shades of Bradley.
That's a new one coming out next fanfic by tomorrow.
Oh, you're going to see that on the Steam account, too. 50 Shades of Bradley. Yeah. All right, Bradley. You ready?
Oh, yeah. Why not?
Bradley, it is your pitch. With the banter of the week, Bradley Beals.
Back into it if I can. Oh, my God. As it always is, especially with the glorious, and I use that sparingly, entertainment industry that we have here in America, one such individual decides to open his mouth.
Brian Williams.
All the time. Brian Williams, yes, it's one person. Mr. Kanye West decides to open his gob again and spell out whatever nonsense he feels like saying off the top of his head.
Yeah.
Usually a lot of hot air coming out of there as well at the same time, but...
Are we talking about Kim?
Probably related.
No, we're talking about her ass. Oh, no. Kanye is her ass.
Silly ass.
So I don't really want to spot on exactly and go into detail of what the man said, but let's just say it's more idiocracy that we have going on. But what I'm more pissed off at is the corporate heads up in the ivory tower who pretty much, thrive on this and basically, encourage this kind of crap that goes on in our entertainment industry. And there's someone in a boardroom sitting there in a suit looking at a bunch of pie charts and statistics and going, you know what this needs? We need that wow factor. We need that buzz. Enter Kanye West.
Who was, what channel was the Grammys on? Not that I really even care, but I could give you a guess of who that suit's going to be.
I have to say NBC.
Or was it CBS?
I think it was CBS.
I bet NBC's got enough problems over there.
Yeah,
I know,
right now.
We at least know who the host of the Grammys is going to be next year. But he'll have to think
Brian
of a better
Williams?
story.
Yeah. It's going to line.
Wrong Brian, yeah. No, it's probably Len Wiseman who's cooking up ideas up there with his wife, Connie Chung. Connie, how are we going to get you back in there? Yeah.
Yeah, it's those scenarios where it's like they need that buzz because you know what it is? It's that little buzz, that little bit of controversy that'll get people talking. As in case point, what I'm doing right now, and it really irks me. And again, this goes into, if anybody has seen the video out on YouTube of This is Phil Fish, and you can equate this in the same exact regard. You get that persona, you get that corporate behind there. You don't hate the person, you hate the corporate persona that holds up that. And it's getting so irritated and makes us the laughing stock of the world when people see this. When I literally go on my Steam account and I have a guy from South Africa posting this and going, why the hell is this on TV? And I have to pretty much agree with him and go, yeah, why is this crap on TV? So...
Keep us in the dark.
Yeah. Who cares about the Grammys anyway? It's one big pile of steaming cow dung. Anyway.
It's like a Grammy?
Here's your champagne, Mr. Simpson. Oh, here you go. Oh, an award statue. Oh, it's only a Grammy.
For an industry where it's like, we like to think music and what's good out there, but when pop, music industry is basically a steaming pile of cow dung, basically.
Yeah.
It's like, what is there actual originality out there? But I digress and try to step off my soapbox onto better things we have to discuss tonight. But I'll end with this. Beck is a musician. Beyonce is a performer. And I'm out.
Mic drop.
Mic drop?
Mic drop.
And Kanye's it.
Oh, we already know what Kanye is.
Kanye is the... Yeah, I got nothing.
He named his daughter North, for God's sakes. You don't need to call him anything.
No.
He writes his own material, let's be honest.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Is the Bantering Bohs Show. Brian Thomas, the movie buff. From movie news and reviews to the most useless movie facts you don't need to know. Brian is the true connoisseur of Hollywood. Brad Beals, the video game guru. From the latest trending gaming reviews to highlights of the best games you're not playing, there's a reason we call him Game Genie. James Revere, the sports fanatic. From game recaps to stats to insight on the latest sports controversies. Move over, Bob Costas. JR will run you over. And now, here are your hosts, the Bohs.
Oh, goddamn, I'm good. Sometimes
The sad thing is, that got probably picked up in the background.
I don't really care. That's fine. I'll tell you about it in a minute, ladies and gentlemen. First, we got to do our intro here. Welcome, everyone, to the Bantering Bohs show, the show where we recap the latest news and hot topics in sports, video games, and movies, and then banter about them. Happy Thirsty Thursday, everybody. Woo-hoo. Our show today is brought to you by the Bantering Bohs Amazon page. New this week, I believe Fury is out there. John Wick is still out there. Nightcrawler. Some good movies out there. Any games, Bradley?
Evolve actually just came out this week.
Okay,
as well.
you can get
Dying
Evolve.
Light as well.
Yeah, you can buy anything but 50 Shades of Grey on there. If you do, then I will defriend you. Bottom line, if you really want to help support our show, then do all your shopping through the Bantering Bohs Amazon page. Just click on the Amazon banner on the banteringbohs.com. It's so easy that the douchebag Kanye West can do it.
I tried to get to 50 Shades of Grey, but it just took me to Twilight.
Yeah.
Fan fiction.
Pretty much.
And to recap what just happened, off the air, technically, somebody's rocking his new Beats over there, and yeah, and he put on his hood, in which he's wearing a black hoodie tonight, which says
Orioles hoodie.
Not to be mistaken for Walmart, mind you. Okay, that's another story too.
That will be a banter for another time.
And he looks like a Sith Lord. And I said, Lord Vader, welcome. When he came through the front door, and then I just held up my lightsaber app, and it just one, 2 and 2 clicked together, whatever. So anyway,
Brilliant!
exactly. So anyway, boys, welcome back.
Good to see you, buddy.
How we doing?
Good to be in the friendly confines.
Yeah, it's been a little hectic out there, all things considered, this week.
Ice storm apocalypse.
Huh? I was talking about fake news stories and stuff.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that,
true.
But I mean, one
Bodies are just running the streets, like I say. They're just like floating all the way down. Sandstorms everywhere.
Someone's sitting next to Abraham Lincoln when he gets assassinated. It's crazy.
Hey, look, it's Brian Williams.
Hey.
What? Oh, damn it.
Not in that 5-star.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Not in that 5-star hotel.
yeah. Well, at least his daughter's going to make it in the
So
world.
he's standing on a bridge, and Frodo gives him the ring.
Pretty much, though. But you know what? I hope there's something out there in the sports world that can, take us away from that and stuff. So, JR, is there anything you can do to,
Not really the way this week's been. Actually, you know what? Just because I know how much Brian loves it, I'm gonna have to actually start us off. With your
you
weekly
son of a bitch. No.
police blotter. It's the gift that keeps on giving, but it's not
Baltimore.
a player this time.
Oh.
Is it a dog?
Thank God. Honestly, I would have taken it at this rate, but yes, in this week's police blotter, Ravens head of security, I believe the guy's name's Darren Edwards. He was under scrutiny once before for alleged sexual charges from a female. Those have since been dropped, but he is now back in the news under second-degree aggravated assault charges. So
It's an SVU episode right there.
I'm waiting for it. Hey, and we haven't found a drop of semen yet, so this is good for him. Yeah, so more than likely, he'll lose his job. I think he was supposedly the guy who was the main contact between everybody for the Ray Rice video. But hey, you know what? You got any crimes against women? We don't condone that. Get your ass out of here. You're not representing the organization.
No.
So,
They look Raven.
hey,
Not everybody can wear the orange jumpsuit, okay?
it takes a hell of a character to be able to do that.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's your police blotter. But it's not a player, so we're on our way up. Woo!
Working our way back up.
But we're working it towards the staff now. I don't know if I like that so much.
It's spreading.
Next thing we know, Steve Bisciotti arrested for securities fraud or something. Yay, we're doomed.
Ozzie Newsome seen walking out of the block and not by himself.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
no more 911s for them, hopefully,
Okay.
for the rest of the year. I will try to hit on some can't-miss prospects for the draft starting next week, because that is a month away.
really?
So we will hear nonstop, oh, this guy, and this guy, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, no.
I'm just going to go a couple good guys per week on positions of need, which we all know is secondary. So that comes next week. In the meantime,
You know what? I don't feel like hearing that theme anymore. It just puts me in a bad mood.
It's okay,
I'm sorry.
it's okay.
You know,
We're-
I still can't forgive.
we're actually
Yeah.
going to go to the Maryland Terrapins.
Hey.
Who, as you all know, I don't understand basketball. Hey, we'll give it a shot
It's a
anyway.
thing.
You know, it's that thing where they bounce and the thing and the. You know.
Just dribbling.
What do you think? What do you think
You
about
think
it,
Dan
Charles?
Deerdolf understands that too?
Not unless it has something to do with the Steelers.
Right.
Yeah.
But, I think he still does that.
But boy, I'll tell you, it's terrible. There you go, Charles. Thank you. Appreciate that. But yeah, Terps were kind of falling flat on their butts lately, but hey, it's a young team. It's an overachieving team. But they eke out a 68-66 win last night over Iowa. I'm pretty sure it's Iowa anyway. But they're 19th ranked in the entire collegiate rankings right now. Sit in second place in the Big Ten, which Chad us picked to finish dead last, kind of like Las Vegas has the Orioles to finish dead last this year. Don't get me started. That's banter for another week.
Yeah.
But
Mark your calendars.
we'll get to the spring training previews in a few weeks.
I can't wait.
But yeah, it's been kind of refreshing to watch. I mean, me personally, I try to get into pro basketball. I can't do it.
I haven't yet. No.
It's
I want to get into college basketball, but I mean, it's just hard. It's just the games and the schedule, just like hockey. Same idea too.
I mean, hockey, I think as well. I know if I give it a chance again, I'll love it. But it was just the whole strike after strike and all that missed time.
Yeah.
But I kind of have a theory, and hopefully our listeners out there, all 12 of you, no, just kidding.
Hey, 13, man. Okay,
Yeah,
really.
we all love you.
Tomorrow's
guys.
Friday the 13th, by the way. Just letting everybody know.
Right before Valentine's Day.
975,000 of you guys. If you are basketball fans, maybe you can reach out on our comments page or send me an email directly or any of that crap at the Bantering Bohs website. Do you enjoy watching the pros more than you like watching the college ranks?
I would say vice versa.
Because me personally, I think the pros could give absolutely two Mary Franklins over there about playing hard unless it comes to playoff time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you watch these kids in college, and it's 100% all the time, no questions asked. You know they're leaving it all on the court, which a lot of people I talk to tend to agree. So,
well, can't the same be said about
Football.
Football,
Yeah.
too.
yeah,
Because
But
then
definitely-
because if they're in college, they're like, look, I'm trying to get myself in the
yeah.
NFL. So
Yeah.
once you get that payday, it's like, come on.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm Tom Brady. No, bad example. I'm Peyton Manning. I'm respected. I make millions. But actually, no, Peyton actually does hustle. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
38 years old, and he's still out there slinging like he's 12.
I don't know. I think he's going to be out.
Yeah, no, he'll foolishly come back for one more year and then sideline himself halfway through when the Broncos don't make the playoffs. You heard it here first.
Mark it, date it.
Dated right now. Absolutely.
It'll be on the internet in 24 hours. Don't worry.
Oh, it's up already right now to the
Yeah.
listeners.
Yeah.
And anybody wants to call my bluff, go for it, because I don't care. And I don't even live in Denver, so you know I'm not high.
Yeah.
But so yeah, give some love to the Terps next time you get a chance to watch them. It's actually kind of an exciting team compared to last year. I mean, last year the team was like the kind of that one girl in your high school class that nobody talked to because she either smelled funny or looked weird. But then you had no choice but to go be like her chemistry partner because everyone else had it. This year it's more or less that fresh transfer chick who's like from a small town but smoking hot. And you're like, I think I'm going to have to start watching you from afar from inside of my locker. So, we're getting 50 Shades up in here.
We've met before, I think, honey.
Hey, it's Valentine's Day special.
Yeah, very true.
So you're saying it would be like, I'll just use American Pie here. Like she would be like the band chick at first, and all of a sudden turn into Nadia.
Yes,
Hey,
that's
there you go.
we came into the season expecting the band chick, and they have. I wouldn't call them Nadia. They're not the University in Kentucky, but
They're Tara Reid when she had like two normal.
Yeah, I'd put her
bosoms.
I'd put the Terps in the Tara Reid, Mina Savari type role. That's what I put them in right now.
Okay.
Prior to Sharknado, Tara Reid. Let's clear that up.
Yeah, definitely.
Prior to the nip slip too.
Yeah. I can't believe they're going to make a third one of Sharknado.
Only our show, ladies and gentlemen, would make a reference between American Pie and the Maryland Terps. No other radio show will ever do that. Okay. Yeah.
You guys want to try and match references? We got them for days.
That's right.
You have no idea. Mm-hmm. I guess last bit of news for anybody who didn't get a chance to read it yet off of our page. Did a quick analysis of one of our Rule 5 guys for guy's name's Jason Garcia. Rule 5 draft goes, you can pick anybody who's not protected on off of any team. You have to keep them on the Major League roster for the whole year, or you have to sell them back to their original team for $25,000. We wanted this kid so badly that we made our selection. We called the Houston Astros and said, we'll give you some cash if you select him off that team. So must be worth something.
Right.
A lot of people think I'm crazy, but I think he becomes the unsung hero of this bullpen for this season.
Really?
While he's only 21 and hasn't thrown above single A ball yet, he's already hitting 100 miles an hour on the radar gun with his fastball. Doesn't have a crazy good off-speed offering, but you guys remember how bad Kansas City put it to us, right?
Yeah.
Trying to forget about it, but you had to bring it up.
They'd bring that guy Herrera in the 7th inning. 100-mile-an-hour cheese, pretty wild in the strike zone, never really consistent.
Right.
But it was more of, if you can catch it, go ahead.
Yeah.
Why can't lightning strike twice? That's kind of my approach to it. You don't have to be a good pitcher yet if you've got that kind of power behind your fastball.
You get your fastball, you get that down, and then you work on your precision.
Like once they start sitting fastball, then every so often you can kind of, sorry, I forgot I had this slider in my back pocket.
Take that, son.
But apparently, though, he's a 4-pitch pitcher, so it definitely means he was a starter at some point. But after the Tommy John surgery, kind of prorates to a middle reliever guy. So he is my dark horse for bullpen hero this year.
Can I ask the most important question? Where is he from?
Well, we did get him out of the Red Sox organization.
Oh.
He was originally born in New York, I will say that.
Never mind. Okay. No, I was going for something else.
Oh, no, it's not, it's nothing like, Pedro Figueroa or anything like that from El Salvador.
Okay. I was thinking it was going to be like a reunion.
Yeah,
or whatever. I was going to cousins on the land. Yeah.
It's not like we're somebody, he not play fire, he not pitching, I just go here.
Does he play outfield or something?
No, he throw really hard.
Then he must not be pitcher or something like that. I bet he fast though. If he was one of ours.
He run and he swing. They say he know how to jump a fence really high.
Oh, he know how to jump a fence. He been practicing.
He's a good time.
Because when you go by that fence, it just you throw rapido or something.
Especially if you're Baltimore Rave and wait a minute.
Hey.
So, but keep your eyes out on that kid. Spring training is 6 days away from pitchers and catchers reporting. Full squad workout is the 19th or 21st. I don't remember the date exactly.
I'm ready for vengeance. I don't know about you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
We better play the Royals this year.
Yeah. Well, let's see. A few baseball prospectus. Everyone seems to have us picked dead last.
It's Baltimore. We wouldn't have it any other way. Bring it.
I'm going to write another thing for us and show you exactly why we'll win this.
Entitle it.
Amen. Thank you, Marty. I appreciate that. But Our bullpen, according to some scouts, ranked as the 4th best in all of baseball, and that's without Andrew Miller, which everyone's so, oh my God, we didn't replace him. Oh my God. But yeah, that seems to be about the very slow week that was sports. Yeah, Brad, hopefully you got more than I do, man.
Ooh.
Game Genie.
You ready, Game Genie?
I can tell he already wants to run back and start playing Call of Duty again.
Yeah, he does. It's my fault, okay? Before the show, we were,
Walked in, he's like, here,
Yeah.
play some Call of Duty. I'm like, wait, what?
Well, see, I'm the one who sent him the text. I'm like, hey, get your ass over here early so I can kick your ass in Call of Duty. I know damn well I'm not going
You're
to win.
playing on the same team, too.
Huh? And I shot him first, too.
Yeah.
That's the first Brian.
Dude, you killed me. Oh, wait, I can kill my own teams? Oh, you don't play
Hardcore,
hardcore?
No,
Yeah.
I don't. No, I played in the Pussy League, sorry.
Hardcore, where they have
Yeah.
on friendly fire.
And then Game Genie walks in and,
And I just, tore it up.
yeah, and he's just,
Came back, I'm like,
he's just standing up. He's like, get out of the way, son, I got this.
we throw me the controller, like, good luck, fine. I'm like, okay.
Never played
Yeah,
Xbox
it's
One before, but hey,
Yeah, never played an
pick it up.
Xbox One before and already got up in the rankings.
He's good,
happens.
folks. He's good. That's why we have him.
Yeah, that's why he's
That's
our
why they keep
Game
me
Genie.
around. They're trying to get an esports league, but we'll see. I don't know.
Not
It
for
just-
the looks.
oh,
Ouch. Yep, just kidding.
But on to actual news, apparently. Dying Light, that has been released not too long ago, is actually going to be getting its first free content update coming in March. They're going to be releasing a new hard mode for the game, looking to increase the difficulty during the day-night cycle, especially during the night, making the nightmares a little bit more intense, and of course a little bit more. They want to keep it a little bit more intense with the stealth action, because especially in that game, when it comes to the night cycle, in that the zombies become a lot more aggressive, and it turns into almost a action stealth game, similar to especially Metal Gear Solid at that point. And I know James, you played it a little bit and got
Dude,
there.
if they're actually trying to get more aggressive on those night things, I may have to get my teddy bear out of storage.
Yeah, because especially when you first start out, you're like, no, screw this, I'm out. You run. But once you get up a little bit further in experience, you can survive a bit. Especially once you get the grappling hook, you're just like, bye. Bye, bitches. Which definitely helps out. That grappling hook is a godsend, which I have to say. But yeah, more free content. Again, they just released their first bit of DLC, which is part of the season pass, which is the 2 missions available in there, the casino kind of gambling missions. Unfortunately, I have not played it, so I can't really tell you too much. But do keep out that you will get free content for that. So free content, always a plus.
Always.
And they have also added in looking to give mod support out to the community as well. So give the tools out for that, especially at modding scene. If the modders get up some pretty good stuff, they have been able to on the PC end remove the film grain, like I told you before last week, which helps out a lot. Especially it gives a little bit of a performance boost, surprisingly enough, for the game, which is kind of weird. But give mods to a game that can also extend the longevity of a game, especially for the long run. I mean, for God's sake, Skyrim's still going strong, especially with the modding scene, and that's still being modded to death like there's no tomorrow today. And anybody who's listening out there is on my Steam account, especially from looking at my screenshots, how well it can look, especially. So, also we did find out as well, Blizzard with their still in beta release of the Heroes of the Storm, their casual MOBA. They are going to be releasing new characters, especially for that game. We did find out it's going to be one of their older titles, and we're talking really old.
How old?
1992 old, we're talking here. Going back to their original Lost Viking characters are going to be released. This is back when they released the game back on the Lost Vikings back on the Super Nintendo system and the Amiga. That's going back classic because, Heroes of the Storm is basically kind of their amalgamation of all Blizzard's kind of characters. Why not include their older series that they released? I mean, you have in there basically Diablo, World of Warcraft, StarCraft. Why not bring in, Lost Vikings? Heck, it'd be hilarious if they bring in freaking rock and roll racing characters.
You're a goddamn genius.
Why not? That would be hilarious. And if they bring back that announcer for that would be even better.
Boom.
Exactly. Make it done. Blizzard, get on that, son. I better see that BlizzCon next year. I swear to God. Speaking of conventions, actually, new and big information this week. Bethesda, the creators of Skyrim and other games, especially like Fallout and a couple other, big name titles out there, did find out that they are going to be holding their own, quote, E3 news conference on June 14th, 2015 in Hollywood, California. So they're holding their own conference, and that's basically all that we know. So if they're holding their own conference, something big is what is going to be releasing or details on. Now, of course, speculation is being thrown, all around the board. It's like, what could this be? My money is on right now is there's going to be definitely some more information on their recently announced Doom title from id Software, because they have id Software under their studios. That was announced back at QuakeCon this past year. That's saying like, oh yeah, we're making a new Doom title, which would be Doom 4. But it's just titled just Doom. So we just got a brief trailer for that, so I would assume more information on that especially. A lot of people would like to see especially Fallout 4, because it's been a while since Fallout 3 and New Vegas, that was a different developer, but still, it's been a long time for that. Some people say maybe the next Elder Scrolls game, maybe Elder Scrolls 5, but it's like, I don't think so, because that was supposed to be slated for 2016, so it may be a little bit too far off to announce it. But you will probably see, they did announce, especially from Battlecry Studios, which was just formed, Battlecry, which is an online free-to-play game, which is, that's about all I know. I'm sorry to say I forgot to check on that. But that may be a little bit more announcement to that. Another speculation out there is maybe Dishonored 2 from Arcane Studios, but I wouldn't hold hopes to that. So, yeah. Dishonored's still a good game, but I think it's a little too soon maybe to be making the sequel.
Yeah.
And going down the list of other studios within the Bethesda mark, Machine Games, guys who brought us Wolfenstein New Order, maybe a side project they may have been working on, probably announced, but I doubt there's going to be anything really come from them. So my money is on definitely Doom. Fallout 4 would be a great surprise, but try not to hold my breath and try not to get hyped up for that. But yeah, Doom, I would say, is probably be what you'd be looking forward to. But again, yeah, June, this will be held on June 14th, so around that time would be the same time as E3. So if Bethesda's coming out and saying, yeah, we got some news to break, it's going to be big pretty much at that point. If they're holding their own conference, they will be streaming it on Twitch. So those who want to be watching live stream it can watch over on Twitch. And if you want to go in person, it's going to be in Hollywood, California.
Okay.
As everything is, pretty much nothing.
They should have it in DC if they're called Bethesda.
Really?
Exactly. If only, but
California gets all the good ass.
The only things we get here,
Literally.
we get PAX East, but that's in Boston.
Yeah.
And Comic-Con New York. There's a Comic-Con Baltimore, but
it's good.
Yeah.
It's just not the same though, too.
Like what is really the biggest convention we have out here?
PonyCon? Or
BronyCon. Oh god. Otakon is pretty much they're trying to move too. They're trying to move that out to like Vegas, I think, or something.
No.
DC.
Yeah,
DC they want to move it to.
Baltimore Convention Center's
can't hold.
Apparently not big enough anymore.
It's not big enough for the conventions.
Hide the body in the water. Nope. Okay.
Sorry.
Worth a try.
Yeah. But going on to other news, Valve is apparently right now is asking devs to stop trading game keys for yes votes in their Steam Greenlight system. This is apparently starting to go a little bit rampant with really bad name titles, especially out there for people saying, "Hey, if you say yes to our game and you say you'll vote it, we'll give you a free game code." Guilty parties of this, especially being the horrendous release of the Slaughtering Grounds. They did that kind of practice as well, and that's sadly how they got through the green light process. A lot of other really just junk titles did as well. So it's sad to see that they would resort to that sort of thing, and it's something that Valve would need to crack down on. So again, it was just kind of a quick update to them. But they said, if you continue with this, we're going to take your credibility into response and maybe, block you from ever uploading anything ever again. You are allowed to do promotions. Like if you say oh, this time we'll give out certain many keys, you can do that. But just know hey, want a free game? Just give us an upvote and you'll totally get it when it's released. Because, yeah, exactly. And the sad thing is once people say oh, free, I'll do that. Guilty party here. But still, it's it's not a good practice. And it pretty much undermines the entire Steam Greenlight process when it's saying, okay, let's get good quality games and see if people want to do them. If a crappy game comes through and says, hey, I'll give you a free copy. Okay, it's free, an upvote, sure. When there's other qualified games out there. Unfortunately, we did find out as well that BioShock 2 recently has been removed from all digital storefronts. That, of course, being Valve, Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, and when reached out to 2K Interactive, apparently it's only temporary. Many are speculating that this could be due to a licensing expiration, unfortunately, maybe to the musical licensing in that game, because a lot of that's from the 40s and 50s especially. Oh. So do keep in mind, if you are looking to get to play BioShock 2, if you already have it, already bought it in your digital storefront, you still have it. But those who have not, at this current time, you cannot get it. Again, licensing expires happen all the time, sadly. Just either a company doesn't want to keep up with the license. Recently, or actually during the beginning of this year, there was an incident involving 2 Aliens games, Alien versus Predator. I think it was like the 2009 version. That one was taken off, but that's now back up. Aliens Colonial Marines, which, let's be honest, no one's regretting missing that.
No one's downloading it anyway.
Exactly. So, but also other games that like disappear from the market. Deadpool, especially the Deadpool game, like you cannot find that any digital storefronts, unfortunately. So that was a licensing thing.
I was sad when my Xbox died because I had to get rid of that game.
Well, it's still under your account, unfortunately, if they ever did port it over to Xbox One, but.
Which will probably never happen then.
Exactly. It's sad because that was actually a decent good
fun
game.
to
That was a
play.
real good game.
It was fun to play.
That was probably the best Deadpool game you'll ever play. And it was actually pretty cheap when it came out, surprisingly enough. But sadly, it didn't sell.
Maybe they'll make a new one next year.
I hope so, especially with the movie coming out. Maybe with the
More to
hype.
come in the next
You'll
part.
have to say. But I did want to also touch on, especially with the recently, as we mentioned last week, especially that the Battlefield Hardline beta that came out and how successful that was. A lot of players were able to play it. But actually, I want to touch on a little bit of the interesting things people were able to find throughout the game.
Okay.
Just a little.
Are you
Easter
being
eggs.
nitpicky or?
No, I'm not nitpicky. I'm actually going to point out, little things that make the game kind of fun. Just
Okay.
little Easter eggs.
He was saying that with a smile. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
either really funny glitches
Yeah.
or some really cool stuff.
Well, besides the whole fact of seeing guys on motorcycles, just like a bunch of friendlies would just get 2 guys on a motorcycle, throw a bunch of C4 on them, and be like, okay, you need to get the C flag? Okay. So go flying across the map. Those are some hilarious montage video. But actually, a little interesting fact people were finding throughout the game is Visceral Games, who's working on this on this interpretation of the game. They are the guys behind the Dead Space series as well. They decided to add a little bit of Easter eggs besides the whole, Ishimura storefronts and a couple of the store names and everything else using from different people who work in the industries. But they decided to find out while playing the game, if you reload your gun, there is a 1 in 10,000 chance to have a special reload animation. And some of these are actually quite interesting, I must say. Just as a little fun fact I found throughout the game as people were finding, especially like if you reload the RPG, you'll, instead of them, just taking the rocket and just kind of load into it, you'll see in the animation, these are up on YouTube, find them, they're actually quite hilarious. He'll go and just try to load it in the wrong way. So he just goes load and just goes, what the hell? And just flips it up and loads it into the air. I forget which revolver it is. Instead of just reloading it like a normal revolver with kind of a quick slot, instead he just moves the thing to the side and flicks in the the bullets in from the side. The best is he flicks it off screen to the left side, comes in through the right side of the screen into the barrel, into the chamber. And probably the most, there's another one, especially with one of the assault rifles, where the guy goes to reload, and a third hand comes out of the side screen and hands on the magazine.
Wow.
The best, I think, so far is the extremely lucky somehow we're able to get this was with the Desert Eagle, where he goes and does kind of a magic trick. He goes to reload, does a vanishing with the hands, shows like a magic trick, and then points back into his hand. So it's those little things that kind of make the game, interesting. They did find out there's interesting call signs out there for if you play as the robbers, and if you spot a cop with either a sniper rifle, I think you're playing as a sniper rifle class, there's a certain amount of chance where instead when you go to point out to him, instead you just flip him the bird. And as well with the cops in one of the locations, there's I forget which map it is specifically. I forgot to check exactly which one it was. But if you play as the cops, you go into one area and there's like a big pile of donuts just sitting on a table bench. Mm-hmm. You can call out the donuts as the cops will go, "Donuts here!" "No donuts!" So it's those little things.
You want some donuts?
Oh, good. Actually, I could go for some right about now, sadly. But
7-Eleven's got great donuts.
I know, but it's one of those little things that it's little things that come out. that make the game interesting to do. And
Yeah.
Battlefield's one of those titles where it's like you kind of either like it or you hate it, especially with the Modern Warfare style. But tile games, I mean, trust me, it's going to sell. And I know a lot of people are looking at this, especially with the gunplay and looking at the mechanics of that, and feel a lot more guns feel. Especially with a bullet drop and how the effects more like Battlefield 3 in comparison to Battlefield 4. So those who are looking to snipe and do a lot of that gaming, if you like Battlefield 3's version of sniping, you're going to enjoy it in this one. But then again, a lot of people like to make those crazy montages of, again, strapping C4 to the bike and then blowing it halfway across the map. And riding it the whole way there.
Wow.
I can fly.
Eat deep on home.
I think it's because they just want to do that reincarnation of, what's that film? Not A Clockwork Orange. What's the one where he's riding the atomic bomb?
Oh.
You know the one I'm talking about. Why can't I? Dr. Strangelove.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, they kind of want to do that. Except they probably want to snipe somebody as they go through the air.
Just wanted to feel the power of God between my legs.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking Armageddon with Steve Buscemi. Maybe it's just that whole 50 Shades of Buscemi.
Speaking of 50 Shades of Grey and Buscemi, my God, you got a report over there for that?
I'll save it for the ass end.
Some great assets in that film, I swear.
Yeah, Don Johnson's daughter. Who would have thought,
Especially for the plot. Oh, dear Lord.
God. All right, so...
Can we just call it 50 Shades of Rape? Because that's honestly what it is.
Yeah. Well...
I don't see the appeal. I get, but again, I'm not a female,
Remember,
so I don't...
the highest rated trailer above Star Wars and Avengers Age of Ultron last year was 50 Shades of Grey.
I want to be tied down and be forced to have sex with somebody. How is that not 50 Shades
From
of
what
Rape?
I read so far, it's not dirty enough
No,
for
yeah, that's what
everybody.
I'm reading some of the early reviews, people out there.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, if you're going this looking for sex, yeah, you're going to be definitely disappointed.
It's Red Shoe Diaries.
Stay home and watch porn.
Yeah. Seriously.
I'd rather watch David Duchovny with his dog just walking around, and then, but that's me. I'm just saying, though. Whatever. Anyway, so, all right. We start off with our...
Shades of Buscemi.
No, we're not starting with...
Best YouTube trailer ever.
All right, fine. We'll post it on Twitter tomorrow morning or whenever you guys see this. 50 Shades of Buscemi, courtesy of Mr. Bradley Beals. Game Genie. All right, so let's start off with our weekend box office report. So, any ideas what was in number one?
SpongeBob.
Yeah. As a matter of fact,
Wow.
you are correct. SpongeBob is at $56 million. In January.
America has no soul.
But we have stoners in California and L.A. and they
And
might have stuck
Denver.
in. Yes, I always say that the one thing that we definitely watched during our senior week was SpongeBob.
Patrick. I'm telling you.
I was going to do the theme for SpongeBob, but I decided not to. Anyway, though. So we know obviously what came in at number 2.
American Sniper.
American Sniper, $24.1 million, bringing it to a total of $28.2 million.
God damn!
Yeah. And then Jupiter Ascending came in at a $19 million, and Seventh Son, $7.1 million, and Paddington is holding strong. It came in at $5 million, but a total of $57.2 million. They already greenlit the sequel for Paddington, so we'll give that little bear a little love there.
Read that as a
Imagine
kid.
him versus Ted in a movie.
God.
I'd love to see that. Am I
Ted
the
would
only one?
destroy him. Yeah.
Am I? Come on, nothing at all.
Ted would have him ginsued and turned into Teddy
If
Bear
it's
French
anything
Yeah,
like the
true.
Mark Wahlberg fight, then it'd be a pretty cool celebrity death match. Well, why not? So
YouTube.
Why are you doing that? Stop! That's my insides.
yes. So anyway, now that we've went off track again, no, I don't want any. Thank you. Okay. Anyway,
He
so
offered him popcorn.
ladies and gentlemen, big news.
Dun, dun, dun.
Are you ready for it?
Strapped in.
Hold on to your webs, because guess who's back? Spider-Man is back in the MCU.
I'm back!
He's back. Yeah, he's back. We'll give him the applause. Well, whatever. Give him a goddamn thing.
Welcome back.
Yeah. All right.
Spider-Man's
So
back.
let me get the technical jargon out of the way, and then we can talk about it, okay? So it's going to be a little long. That's what she said, and that's what Christian Grey said. Anyway, Sony Pictures Entertainment and Marvel Studios announced this week that Sony is bringing Marvel into the amazing world of Spider-Man. Okay, notice how I said Sony is bringing Marvel into the amazing world of Spider-Man. It's so not true. Under the new deal, the new Spider-Man will first appear in a Marvel film from Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. Sony Pictures will thereafter release the next installment of its $4 billion Spider-Man franchise on July 28th, 2017, in a film that will be co-produced by Kevin Feige and his expert team at Marvel and Amy Pascal. Marvel and Sony Pictures also are exploring opportunities to integrate characters from the MCU into future Spider-Man films. The new relationship follows a decade of speculation among fans, yada, yada, yada. Bob Iger, chairman of CEO of Walt Disney, said Spider-Man is one of the Marvel's greatest characters, beloved around the world. We're thrilled with Sony Pictures to bring, yada, yada, yada. So, before I keep going into this, it comes as no surprise that this is happening. We talked about the Spidey Summit. And whether the Spidey Summit ever took place, I never found out about that, honestly.
It was in a secret underground.
Yeah, but after everything that's happened,
guy's basement.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
No, not now.
after everything that happened with Sony this past couple months, it's no surprise that they were going to pretty much get in bed. Knows my references tonight.
It's going to be the theme the whole episode.
They were very submissive in this negotiation.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, they were
during the flogging.
God damn it. So it's no surprise that they were going to get in bed with Marvel, and it was inevitable. The nerds have been crying outrage. Hey, bring Spider-Man back home to where it belongs. Bring the X-Men. But here's the thing, though. We've always talked about how if Marvel gets its hands on it, have you not seen their lineup of how many films? And we're talking about Marvel Entertainment, the MCU, about how many films they have. How would they ever possibly fit a Spider-Man into that whole universe or whatever? So, as it stands right now with Phase 2, they're going to finish it off with Marvel's Age of Ultron. It comes out May 1st, 2015, the Thing shot. You're never going to see him in that. Okay, that's not happening. July 17th, 2015, this year, Ant-Man. You're not going to see him in that. It's already shot. It's already done. However, when you get to Phase 3, this is 2016, May 6, 2016, Captain America Civil War.
You're gonna
money's on that.
There's where you would put him in.
Here's the problem with that, though. Everybody wants to see that because that's the classic comic of Spider-Man being unmasked in there and trying to choose which side. Mm-hmm. The thing is,
he goes against.
Can they cast a Spider-Man in time for that? Because, and I didn't say this in there.
Tobey Maguire, what you doing?
No, not a chance. He's filming a Brothers sequel, I think. No, or the Great Gatsby sequel. Kidding.
I was like, wait, what?
No, Andrew Garfield is out. Bottom line, he's out. They haven't said it, but he's pretty much out. They're going to get a new Spider-Man, and that's fine. I had nothing against Garfield. But it makes sense to grab a new one or whatever. Can they cast him in time? And is it going to be enough time? May 6, 2016, if they're going to be doing this kind of movie, they're supposed to be shooting it probably, if I had to guess, by summertime almost.
Yeah,
so
summertime
as soon as they're done promoting that movie for Avengers, they're going to be on set.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's, I don't know if it's enough time because they're originally talking about putting Black Panther in there. Can it be possible? Yes. I don't foresee it. But also the questions remains, okay, you have Doctor Strange coming out on November 4th, 2016. He's probably not going to show up in there at all.
Yeah, that's like too far out there.
Yeah.
May 5th, 2017, Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Too far out there.
And it's in space. How are you going to put Spidey in
too
space?
Far out there.
Exactly.
Yeah, too far.
July 27th, 2017, new Spider-Man movie. Okay, so you have those three films, but they say no matter what, Spider-Man's going to appear in a movie before that new Spider-Man.
Cameo just shows up.
How can they do it, though? And the best bet is Captain America Civil War.
Who will save me from this trade? Spider-Man! Something like
Who's
that.
going to unmask and nobody's going to be around to take a picture, coincidentally. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
God damn it, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You ruin everything.
Now, other movies have been pushed back because of this. Thor Ragnarok has been pushed back to November 3rd, 2017.
Oh no.
Boo, whatever. May 4th, 2018, The Avengers Infinity War, Part 1. You will see him in that movie. July, well, I mean, this is speculation by me. Okay, just putting that out there. July 6th, 2018, Black Panther. November 2nd, 2018, Captain Marvel. Anyway, March 3rd, 2019, Avengers Infinity War Part 2. And July 12th, 2019, Inhumans. Tight
schedule.
It's very tight, but it's a schedule that anything can happen. Obviously, this schedule was put out at the last I'd say at the beginning of last November, December, give or take.
Right.
So it's out there on paper, but it doesn't mean it can't be changed, and that's fine. And Marvel knows that going in though too.
It's a tentative list.
I think they knew going in by December that they had a really good shot of getting. Well, actually, I bet you they knew even last July after Spidey came out. They're like, we have a chance to get this, and it's a win-win for everybody if you really look at it. Sony still controls it, okay, but Marvel is going to have a lot of say in what they do with when it's used in the MCU universe and when they do this other Spider-Man. Now, another thing, this is where it also gets more technical. They're still planning those Spider-Man spin-offs, though, too. They're still talking about doing Sinister Six and maybe another female kind of Spider-Man type of thing or whatever, too, that they talked about. It's not the Aunt May movie, I promise you that.
Would it be just Spider-Woman? Because there is one.
No, it was something, I can't think of it off the top of my head. Anyway, though, if Sony does it on its own, though, a lot of people think it's doomed. I think it all depends on who has control of that, though, too. And if they didn't try to recreate that whole Spider-Man universe that Sam Raimi did or whatever, then it would have been great. Some people are saying, oh, why don't they just not get Peter Parker and go a totally different direction, just go with a different character who played Spider-Man, because Spider-Man was played by another character.
Played by multiple different ones.
Just like
years,
say a Green Lantern was played by different characters, and Captain America was even played by different
depending on
characters.
which universe you're in,
So it's this is huge. I mean, this is gonna I think of it not just so much as the MCU wins because they get what they want. They get Spider-Man and they get to use him the way they want to, and probably do some more justice for the character. But I see it as, okay, you have two companies that were, I would not want to say against each other, but Sony versus Marvel Entertainment. Marvel Entertainment, Disney is the one to beat right now.
Right.
Bottom line, their quality of movies has stepped it up. Yes. It's only a matter of time before one of their movies is not going to do good, and people might lose faith.
Yeah.
But
right now,
enjoy the run while it lasts.
Yeah.
As long as it's not Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., then hey, you were in luck. But I think this brings question is, can other studios collaborate with the MCU? Will Fox ever, will
give up will they work on Wolverine be brought into the MCU
I was going to say,
universe?
this increases the chances in the future, and it's going to be a long future of Wolverine eventually going in.
But of course,
movie as Avengers.
Sony still has a license right now. They still own it.
have the whole control, creative
They have
control,
the control, okay.
or whatever. But it's pretty much like we'll make you make us money, MCU, and we'll still be in charge.
Yeah, we'll still be we'll be executive producers. We'll just oversee.
I don't know if the report was correct or not, but I was reading that actually Fox and Marvel right now are kind of really at each other's throats to a point where there's going to be no more Fantastic Four comic books. Or Deadpool comics as well.
I don't know about that.
I know they're still in right now. The Deadpool is still going with a certain story right now, and there's been hinting that he may be getting close to almost dying for some reason. This story lately, there's something like that. I don't know.
They'll bring him back.
Yeah, he'll come back. No, trust me. Yeah, but it's just the storyline they're doing right now recently.
Yeah.
When it comes down to, especially when you make the film, it comes down to just good writing.
Yeah.
Especially as how you're going to work them in there.
Right.
Of course, that's just what goes on the screen. The corporate end of it as well is how willing you're able to.
It depends on what studio it's going to be, though, too.
Yeah.
I think Sony definitely had they put too many hands in the pot on that last Spider-Man movie, and it showed.
True.
It really did. It was so many different movies in there. I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
That was like somebody with ADHD didn't get their Adderall and said, "Hey, make me a movie."
Exactly. You put Academy Award winner as the villain, and they didn't even use him at all. And
maybe only in there for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
What?
So wait a minute, who's the main bad guy?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Yeah.
No, here's what the thing is: the actual bad guy is an abstract concept that you don't realize until you leave the theater. Boom.
Makes Spider-Man 3 look pretty good right about now.
No, that was Sandman.
Oh god, yeah.
Bye.
I think the chances of you're never going to see for a long time 20th Century Fox and Marvel, because they can't even use the word mutants right now in the Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to be careful. They cannot mention Magneto in there, which is the father of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, if I'm not mistaken, or definitely Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is big. People
gotta write it somehow and be like, these were test tube babies.
Yeah, people are like, oh, DC Comics must be S in their pants right now. I'll be like, whatever. DC's got their own problems. I mean, not problems, but I think they have their head on straight, and this is just going to inspire them as, hey, we better step it up because
this is the competition.
Yeah,
we have material, we have the licenses, we have that. We just need to use it effectively.
Exactly.
And the studio's coming down with good art, good direction, good direction, good screenwriting, all that.
The last good Spider-Man film we had, and I still stick to it, is Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
that's the last.
As corny and cheesy as it is, like it was good.
It was great. It was great.
Yeah.
It's still. I mean, does it hold up right about now? I mean, compared to the other Spider-Man movies, absolutely. It really does.
Even though I know some people will. I know I've seen arguments on both ends where it's like, which Spider-Man do you like? And I can see good both in those.
Yeah.
Like there's still good ones with the Garfield version, but still 2 is still pretty.
They're going to bring Spider-Man. They're going to bring a younger Spider-Man. We know that much. Also, more back in the high school. We saw that mainly in Amazing Spider-Man 1, and I don't know. It depends on how ballsy they want to be. Do they just want to say, hey, you know what? We're not going to do Peter Parker. We're just going to do the opposite of what you think we're going to do. So we'll
next new Spider-Man the whole way.
Yeah, it was Doc Ock the whole time.
Do the British one, do the one with the
whatever. Anyway, all right, Guardians 2 news. In Speaking with Allison Rosen is your new best friend podcast, James Gunn spoke about the sequel for Guardians 2, confirming that it's not just little things that will change, but the entire story of the Guardians Galaxy 2 will be his and not based on specific storylines from the comics. Quoted, it's not really based on anything. The story for Guardians 2 is not an original story that I came up with when I started working on, actually while I was shooting Guardians 1. And it'll answer some of the questions that were put forth in the first movie about Peter Quill's father and who he is and what's going on with that. We'll get to know some of the characters a little bit more, and then we're going to meet a couple new characters who will be very important to Guardians movies and probably important in the Marvel Universe as a whole.
It's a setup film. Oh no!
Well, we knew that we were going to be getting new Guardians. We talked about that before. He said it's different than what's in the comic books. Peter Quill's father is somebody different in the comics. So then, when the movie came out, we got greenlit on the sequel right away. I went in and I sat down with those guys, and I'm like, okay, here's what I think the sequel should be. And then they were like, oh, whoa, that's risky. But okay. Now I'm going to turn over the story in a few short weeks, and we'll find out how well it works. Hey, you know what? Turn in a movie called Guardians of the Galaxy nobody's ever heard of. That's ballsy enough already.
True.
And just go without, source material, and that's
go
fine.
full ham.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's done. It's been done like movies for like Iron Man 3. If it's done like that, then you're going to lose some fans or whatever. If you do a fake out.
But
I liked Iron Man 3.
Here's
but that's
like
just me.
even like looking at like TV shows and stuff like. The Walking Dead universe has just basically ignored the entire like graphic novel itself.
A lot of it do.
Yeah, they ignore that, and people love that. It's like, but it has nothing. The graphic novel are like two separate things now. So
right, we could create our own movie called Game Genie. Okay, based off the actual Game Genie system, and it could be nothing. It has nothing to do with it at all.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is. And,
bait switch.
Yeah.
Game Genie, a drama about a savant at board games.
From the makers of Battleship, featuring Rihanna. Game Genie.
Why was that created? Why was there a video game based off of that too?
So it's not going from source material. It's it happens all the time. I mean, for Star Wars, do they have to go by the source material? Absolutely not. I mean,
we want expanded universe. Damn it!
Yeah, I mean, well, Fantastic Four. I mean, if I want to touch on that too while I'm at it. They can go by source material, but they can also make it Interstellar, and it just call Fantastic Four. Babies, whatever. I've got faith in James Gunn. I don't think he's going to blow it on purpose at all. I think this might be his. We always think going in with movies, especially now, that for a director, if they're going to sign on for the sequel, it might be they're going to go all out, and that that's their baby, and just like, I'm going out with a bang. Whatever. If I want to push the boundaries, whatever, that's fine. So we'll see what happens, as I like to say all the time. Anyway, though, all right. Speaking of Guardians, I want to touch on this just a little bit. We talked about Chris Pratt and Indiana Jones last week or whatever.
I think so.
Still speculation about that. He hasn't admitted to knowing anything about the rumors and yada 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 about playing Indiana Jones, but he said it's be an awesome opportunity, and stuff like that. I don't know. That sounded more like a Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, it did.
I have no Peter Quill voice or whatever. Star-Lord, man. Star-Lord. Who? That's the best I got. TMZ did catch up with Pratt to get an actual statement, and he said, no, I don't know. I just got back from being in the woods, killing a bunch of stuff. Maybe this is very jarring. I had no idea. First I'm hearing of it. He's denying. He knows what's going on. I really think he does know.
Just playing along with it.
Yeah, I still picture him as Star-Lord for a long time. He's going to be typecast, and that's fine. But I was thinking about it this way: if we went back and watched Star Wars when it came out, and then you watch Indiana Jones, be like, well, I'm watching Han Solo with a hat and a whip.
Or if you watch Blade Runner.
Okay, well, I haven't watched Blade Runner still. Whatever.
Oh my god!
Well,
you still have not watched what's called
Scott Pilgrim.
yeah,
I just found it buried in my closet. Whatever. He's going to be typecast no matter what, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford is typecast. Sean Connery is still typecast, and he's like in his 80s or whatever.
Keanu Reeves is still typecast.
And there's nothing wrong with the typecast. Jack Nicholson can be typecast for many different things.
George Clooney.
We forget about George Clooney as Batman, so we like to forget about that. That's at the bottom of the Chesapeake Bay or wherever he wants to put that there. Along with Arnold's horrible acting job in there.
Okay, everyone, chill.
If it ends up happening, it makes perfect sense. He's now part of the Disney family, and you know what? Why not?
True.
That's fine. Let it happen. And there could be worse actors out there. It's either get a no-namer or get Chris Pratt, and I think Bradley Cooper's going to be too busy, honestly.
Yeah, true.
So we'll see what happens there. All right. Sticking with my Marvel theme here for you Marvel fanboys out there that are just, the whole time. Yeah,
Thanks, Brian. You rock.
Yeah, I know. I'm turning the Marvel side. But bad news, guys. Samuel L. Jackson is almost done with the Marvel Universe.
Say what?
What? After Samuel L. Jackson famously came in, whatever. Anyway, 2008, he made that cameo at the end that nobody ever expected in Iron Man. And the nerds were beating it off again. Good for
Samuel L. Mother
We got somebody cool.
Excuse me, sir. Would you please step out of the donut? And then, that's when all hell broke loose. And, God love him. He's done a great job as Nick Fury. Mm-hmm. He's way better than David Hasselhoff ever could have been. I still got love for Hasselhoff to think that he actually played that role. But the time has come, Samuel L. Jackson has said, I've done 6 of them and I'm about to do 7, so I'm running out of Marvel pictures unless they extend my contract. Now, if you really look at that, what he's saying is, hey, Kevin Feige, can you put me in? Can you do Robert Downey Jr. and, extend my contract just a little bit more? Mm-hmm. Or maybe he's just really getting tired of it and, but it's easy money for him. He gets to play Samuel L. Jackson. As he
plays
gets himself. That's fine, with an eye patch or whatever.
Plays himself as a pirate.
Nah, hey, James, I got my eye on you.
I got my eye on
Yeah.
But you need to keep both eyes open.
Yeah.
Typecast.
Yeah, pretty much. He says, I only have 2 more movies in my contract. That might be the end unless I get an extension, yada, yada, yada. So, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing him, but they're saying that Colby Smulders is the one that they're really setting up for the next Avengers movie to have a bigger part. Hottie. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I loved How I Met Your Mother. I'm just glad that she ended up being the mother. Spoiler alert. No, I'm kidding.
Darn it.
Yeah, I'm kidding. No, I mean, if it would be way different, but we know that deaths are going to be happening soon with the Avengers universe, though, too. I mean, Chris Evans is not going to be there forever or whatever. And thinking about today, I'm like, I could see somebody I was thinking like Chris Evans used to be Johnny Storm. Okay, in the Human Torch, right. in whatever you want to call it, the Fantastic Four, movies, prequels, whatever. I can still see somebody else playing Captain America other than him. It's easier to say, oh, there's nobody else but Robert Downey Jr. for Tony Stark because it is him, whatever.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson, we don't know because we've never had another Nick Fury, and we haven't had another of these characters or whatever. And maybe if, it would, he apparently died once in a movie called Captain America: The Winter Soldier and then came back. But that's how Marvel does it, though, too, and that's fine. I'm not ready to let him go just yet. I think, I just want to at least let him get through this universe with these Avengers and then be done with it. So I say extend the contract. Why not? Just give him a couple more movies and then, just peace out. But that's just me. So, whatever.
As long as Hawkeye dies before him.
Brilliant!
I'm sorry, you're not classified as a top tier Avenger.
Yeah. You're only allowed to play a zombie in the Avengers movie, but you can't talk. Yeah.
You were waiting for that one, weren't you?
I had to use that one and waiting for it all night. All right, moving into the Star Wars report. You know what? I might as well just start a weekly Star Wars report because why not?
Hasbro.
Yeah. All right. So did you know that Mark Hamill's going to be in Kingsman? He's popping up everywhere.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what he's going to play, but I wouldn't mind seeing it.
Interesting.
When he was speaking with the LA Times to promote Kingsman: The Secret Service, Hamill was asked about his role in the upcoming Star Wars film. The actor said that while his participation in the project is important for the series, moving forward, the days of him being the primary focus are seemingly over. Quoted, "I would have been completely okay with it not including us, but I do think having the original cast members there gives it a sense of continuity and scope."
Okay.
Radio edit. But mind you, it's really about the new generation. It's not about us. So rumors are going around that it's pretty much going to be focused mainly on these characters. Surprise, surprise, because that's what you saw in the trailer.
Right.
But it was nice seeing the Millennium Falcon at the end, just reminding us, hey, it's still classic Star Wars or whatever. Yeah. It's more like a sequel to Return of the Jedi, bring in the kids and pass the torch.
Yep.
And I think, and that's fine, why not?
Well writing.
Yeah.
We're good.
Just, do it right.
Do it
justice or whatever. And
exactly.
It's like, if you're having them there for a 5-second cameo just to say, I brought
Bye.
Yeah. And just like, I'm not down with that. And
Luke?
Damn. I shot first.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah. He said, believe me, it will be here before you know it. Forget about it. That's my advice. Look forward to all the summer movies. I'm telling you, it's just a movie. These people that build it up in their minds like it's going to be the second coming of I don't know what. They're bound to be disappointed. I agree with him on that. It's like, all right, we have 10 months going into the next Star Wars film, believe it or not. And then we have a sequel the following year. At the end of the day, it's still a movie. We can still be, people are going to dress up as Jedis. They're going to dress up as stormtroopers. That's great or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a movie, and you're not going to be able to satify everybody.
Yeah.
So
they're going to do it their way. That the directors want to do it, and
that's how it should be.
And I mean, it's going to be what it is, and you just take it, I guess, with a grain of salt. It's like try not to go in with high expectations. I mean, are you going to go in there thinking it's going to be nothing but straight fan service? If you go in
thinking it's going to be better than Revenge of the Sith. Well, all right. I did like Revenge of the Sith, so I will say, if you think it's going to be better than The Phantom Menace, hold it at that bar right there.
You're going to think it's going to be, if you go in thinking it's, God's gift to Earth and just straight fan service, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Don't think straight fan service because, let's be honest.
Lucas isn't writing the script, so we can already have a little higher hopes.
Yeah.
Well, I think, I don't want it to be a whole thing of just like cameos. Say, hey, there's the Millennium Falcon. Here's the next one. Remember that?
Fan service,
Yeah, and that's what it could be.
It could be, but I hope just good writing. Yeah, just do it justice.
Yeah, just don't give me like, we've shot this kind of a scene before, and that's why we're going to throw that in there. We're going to do not dual lightsabers, but we're going to do triple lightsabers. Yeah. Anyway,
no. They already had in the prequels with a 4 lightsaber at one time. So trust me,
that was cool though. Yeah.
The only robot to ever have emphysema.
Yep.
4 lightsabers one time.
Yeah, maybe he's on electronic cigars by now.
He's vaping.
All right, so speaking of other stuff here, moving into the spy report here.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, Spectre. Yeah, we actually have a new image of Mr. Bond out here, which I will show you gentlemen in just a minute. Okay, so a new behind-the-scenes footage from the new James Bond came out. Bond 24 is in full swing. Forget the $300 million budget, okay? That has been possible $300 million budget. Forget the script leaks. They don't give a damn. So they're going on with it, and that's great. They're currently shooting right now.
$300 million.
Who the hell you think you kidnapped, Kelsey Clinton? Yeah. No.
I miss those movies.
Currently shooting right now in the mountains of Austria. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. For you Bond fans out there. The footage showcases one of the main locations from the films, the mountains of Austria, which were previously teased in a cast photo. Right now what we're seeing is snow-covered mountains and car chases and what looks to be like the Spectre headquarters, if I had to guess. Like a more modern set is what they said. There's talks about skiing in there. They haven't showed any skiing right now, but they showed just some of the most
a downhill
gorgeous
chase, probably.
some of the most gorgeous shots of in the snow that I've ever seen before. Roger Deakins might not be there, but damn, it just looks good. And it screams on Her Majesty's Secret Service. Clearly. That's why I put that. I found that picture
one.
online, and
Yeah.
and that's fine. And don't know what's going on with Daniel Craig's eyewear right there. There's some kind of. They are, we knew the gadgets were going to be coming back a little bit more, and these are obviously some kind of special goggles or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, everybody's like, "What's he doing wearing black?" It's like, well, he's having his Pierce Brosnan moment from Die Another Day because they're reusing his wardrobe.
It's also mountaintop, sunny, snow.
Yeah.
Might be
Blinding.
sunglasses.
Sunglasses too.
Yeah, well, those aren't exactly Persols, if I had to guess, or whatever, or Tom Ford's. But this is to show that Bond is definitely going to have some heavy action. They said they're going to try to outdo what they did in Skyfall. Yeah, they're going to try to top that. And the action scenes in Skyfall, I mean, if you really look at it, I mean, there weren't like huge action scenes or whatever, but they were good action scenes.
Yeah.
So it was all about the scenery, though. Too. Yes, very well. Now you throw in Dave Bautista in there too, and as Mr. Hinks. And you throw in the girl from Lea Seydoux from Blue is the Warmest Color as the new Bond chick, and why not? So, still have yet to hear what's going to happen with Christopher Waltz's bad guy. I don't know yet. I mean, the way they're setting it up, how can this not be a remake almost of On Her Majesty's Secret Service?
True.
And that's fine. That's fine if they want to do that, and they'll update it. They'll put a little more modern spin on it. That's great, but just. Have Blofeld in there. God damn it. We've waited this long for the rights to get back. And well, wait, I don't know if I ever talked about those rights at all, but make a long story short, the guy who did, all right, there was the movie Thunderball you guys have heard of.
Yeah.
There's a guy in there who co-wrote that story with Ian Fleming, and it got into a big family legal dispute in there. That guy, Kevin McClory, such an asshole. He controlled those rights all the way from when he remade Never Say Never, or he did Never Say Never Again, which was a bad remake of Thunderball.
Yeah.
And, until he died, he took it to his grave that he owned those rights, and he was going to do another remake of that movie too. And they couldn't, the Bond family, Eon Productions could not use anything with Spectre or Blofeld. And if they did, they could get sued. So now that it's back, it's just like, it's back in the family. It's like Spider-Man returning the MCU.
Yeah.
Anywho, as I move on here, with my spy report here, there's a movie out here, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. It is called The Man from U.N.C.L.E. You ever hear that?
No, I have not.
Think of like the Avengers from James Bond stories, in a way. Whatever. So you have an American spy, all set in the 1960s. Henry Cavill's playing a guy. You're going to love the names here, James. I know you are. He plays a CIA agent, Napoleon Solo. And you have Armie Hammer playing, from Social Network, playing a KGB agent, Ila Koryakan? I don't know. The unlikely duo becomes partners in the course of a tale that reveals the origin of a baddie-fighted United Network Command for Law Enforcement, aka U.N.C.L.E. The series hadn't really done the origin story, but it's setting place in the Cold War. It's kind of like it's a Guy Ritchie movie, if that gives you any idea. And he did Sherlock Holmes. He's done Rock and Rolla. He's done, oh man, what's another movie he's done off the top of my head? He did Snatch. Yeah, he did do Snatch. Okay. Anyway, though, it looks really good. So it's pretty much, the Lone Ranger with teaming up with Superman. And it's Henry Cavill's got way more personality in this, which is great. I mean, it looks like a good buddy comedy team up or whatever, with a lot of good action sequences set in the 60s, and it looks like it was really made in the 60s too. I kind of like that about Guy Ritchie. So
yeah, well, they keep the source material almost.
Yeah,
well,
so
sourcing like the aesthetic basically.
Yeah. As I finish this up here, I didn't get a chance to really put too many notes about it, but I did get a chance to watch the Agent 47 trailer. We'll put it on our website, let you guys know what we think. Game Genie, it looks like a video game movie. It looks like another, it looks like another rehashing of Hitman from the same makers almost too.
Yeah,
and it's
so you put it in there, it's like, here we go, cliche.
It was nothing that stood out. The only thing that stood out was the trailer song, which is a great remix of Voodoo Child.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that I remember from that. Honestly.
Well, we got that going to pipeline. It's like it's in the mix. We got that, and then the actual confirmation of the Assassin's Creed movie as well. We're like,
yeah. Well, hey, that's got Michael Fassbender in there, so I have more faith in that one.
True, but Agent 47. Yeah, if you watch the first one, go in with no little to
I
no
didn't
expectation.
mind that one actually. It kept
It's dumb. It's really dumb entertainment.
But it's got Olga Kurylenko.
True. And you have to admit, probably the best thing was probably that sword fight, especially in the train.
Oh man,
that's probably a good choreographed fight scene.
Go back and watch that. It's been a while.
But yeah, the whole premise, just like. This isn't. If you played any of the games, you're like, "What the hell?"
This looks like it's going to be more like the video games.
I hope so.
You will see.
If they do Absolution, their latest one, which is actually phenomenal, especially, totally up for that. But if they can somehow have work into it where they kill a guy by lacing his cocaine with poison from a fugu fish, I'm totally down for that.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of. I would say video games.
Plunger.
Well, speaking of killers, it is 1 year away from. You ready for it?
Go ahead.
1 year. 1 year. Just 1 year. Hold on. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Exactly 1 year away from the Deadpool movie. Oh, doesn't that put you in a good mood, boys?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do a Deadpool report every week. We'll try anyway. Yes, the film is being directed by Tim Miller, who's done visual effects from the VFX house Blur Films. They're doing casting right now for the actresses. There's 4 actresses that are in line to play this. None of the names I know. Marina Barracan, who played the long-suffering wife of POW turned terrorist Brody in Showtime's Homeland, who also starred in B. Taylor Schilling from Orange is the New Black. Yeah, I could see there with the blonde in there. Yeah, I could see that. Let's see. There's a girl named Crystal Reed from Teen Wolf and Crush, and Rebecca Rittenhouse, who made a splash in Fox series Red Band Society. All these are being lined up right now for Deadpool. Principal photography begins in late March in Vancouver, and like I said, it will open in exactly 1 year from today. Reynolds tweeted out this picture. I know you guys can barely see this in here. I will read it off to you anyway. It shows him with, setting up the costume, and he says in there, Sophia Tone disguises the fact the mask is ballerina pink. It's early. 365 sleeps early. Hashtag Deadpool. Hashtag prototypes. Yeah, you gotta love this guy. Yeah.
Keeps up the comedy.
Miller aims to honor the canon of this unique script character, and if early script reviews are any indication, that also means Deadpool will freely, break the fourth wall, as they say.
Oh God! Yes, thank God.
So, no idea on the rating, but if you're going to have a low budget and you're going to have a February opening, go all out, go balls out to the wall.
Go out. It's like you would do that rated R, but they'll probably end up doing PG-13.
It's produced from Laura Schiller Donner, who did X-Men, and Simon Kinberg, who also did X-Men as well too. If that restores any faith.
Okay.
So
I wonder who the girl is going to be playing though in that. I'm just curiosity.
Not sure yet. When I find out more, we'll probably find out casting within the next week. So, yeah. Anyway, one last thing here: X-Men Apocalypse update. Brian Singer tweeted out this picture, and it looks familiar. Of the X-Men. It's from the X-Men mansion anyway, and it's for the Cerebo, throughout the franchise and such. Anyway, it's speculations that it could be the Danger Room where all the X-Men train to use their powers and types of simulation modes, which could be interesting.
We didn't really get to see that, especially in the film.
No, we haven't. He said, I know, old door, but there'll be something new behind it. Hashtag X-Men Apocalypse. Yeah, so...
Apocalypse is right behind it.
Huh? Wouldn't that be pretty cool? They're just in simulation mode, and all of a sudden Apocalypse just kind of breaks in.
Calling it right now. That's how the script of the movie opens up.
That would be pretty sick.
Yeah.
Or you have Cable just show up in a time travel.
Ooh.
Oh.
Hey. Hands on the table where I can see him.
Step away from the table. Oh, yeah, then that's your movie report. Anyway.
You have to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky?
No forget,
Want to play rough? Okay. Wild card, bitches!
Because it is wintertime, and there means with less sports, movie, and video game news, there is time for a wild card. Why not?
Yep.
Yeah. We'll call it dealer's choice. Do you want to do 50 Shades of Grey, or do you want to do news anchors? Make it quick.
God, it's a gift that keeps on giving either way.
Yeah. News anchors or 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh,
and it's going to be Newsman.
Oh.
Okay. Let's talk about it. Okay. False reporting.
Dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun.
You lied, or
Yeah.
you fudged it a little bit to make it more interesting.
We never get a chance to really talk about this at all. I don't watch I occasionally watch the
I
nightly news
try
or
to
whatever.
keep up on it as best I can, but
But at what point do you just say, all right, just fire him and just
yeah, they're
get
like,
him, get him out of there. He's drinking all the liquor.
Yeah, because at first what happens is they find out. He comes on the next show and does a quick apology while chuckling, and then they come back and say,
That wasn't an apology. That's
yeah,
just
exactly.
like,
He's snickering
I'm
under it.
Brian Williams.
I'm Brian Williams.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
I falsely said that I was being, riding in a helicopter,
While being
flying in a helicopter,
and being shot down.
when I really wasn't. But
I was in a hotel with a gang-ridden hotel when I was in a 5-star hotel.
watching reruns of Girls because my daughter gets it from the behind. In there.
Looking out my window, I could see bodies floating down the French thing in what's that place called? Yeah, in New Orleans when there was no flooding in anywhere the area he was just talking. Oh, geez, this is serious stuff when it comes to news reporting because your entire credibility is thrown out the window.
And he is one of the higher regarded news.
yeah, especially for anchors. I mean, the NBC Nightly News
Right.
with Brian Williams.
Right. I mean, think about the big three that used to be out there: Peter Jennings, Dan Rather, and Tom Brokaw.
Exactly.
None of these. Well, all right, Dan Rather. Dan
Rather. I believe in a fair and unbiased news system. Hey, would you slander the Republicans for $100 million? To hell with what I just said. George Bush is a moron, and we've got evidence to back it up.
Yeah.
We caught you.
Yeah. But if you really think about it, before all that, would they have ever gone that far? Definitely not Brokaw. Brokaw would have never done anything like that. Just the thing is now what we're looking at is, do they replace him? He's on suspension for 6 months. You got Lester Holt in there, and now you have the Daily Show, where Jon Stewart is leaving. Colbert is leaving.
He's leaving. Colbert, I think, is taking over the Late Show with
which James and I were talking about before the show, and I think it would be a big mistake. It would be a smarter thing to have Jon Stewart on the Daily Show, from the Daily Show on as a replacement for Letterman, almost.
Oh, you want to put Jon Stewart on with Letterman instead of Stephen Colbert?
Yeah.
And
I think it would almost make more sense.
Letterman's been up there for a while, and it's like it's time for him to move on. I guess pass the torch.
Right?
But
wouldn't that be a better torch to pass instead of Colbert? I don't
Jon
know
Stewart?
anything about the two, so
it
maybe
depends on what style. It depends on.
It's kind of with. I feel Stewart fits the mold better of nightly news because it's not a forced kind of.
But he's a comic reporting the news. Do you really want your nightly news like that?
It worked for Daily Show for the last 16 years.
Exactly.
More people watch that than they did the news network.
But these are a bunch of snippy old people, and whoever does watch the nightly news.
They're trying to cater to the people who are up and coming to start watching them.
And of course, because they're competing with, YouTube and other online, sources that give out news. And they're like, oh, let's try and get, the yuppie crowd. Let's try to get the young blood in here. So
Well, they tried the female anchor, and that didn't work out so well for Diane Sawyer. I mean, they're trying to think.
Stephen Colbert
it would be an interesting
himself,
approach.
Stephen Colbert especially, he's got a hook on, especially the young crowd. His comedy works well, and his style works.
But who would you rather see host a late night show?
It's probably Stephen Colbert. That's the thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stephen Colbert
See, I
would
don't
be
know
better as a
anything about
late night show. Jon Stewart probably as a more serious approach because that's more of his style. He's more dry. Like he is more dry humor, but
Colbert will just sit there and out of random is like, and so in other news today, balloon party, bears, everything going crazy. And
I mean,
sorry.
Yeah, Stephen Colbert. The thing is, especially with him, like looking at his previous work that he's done, is he's done a lot of voice work and especially a lot of like the Adult Swim series. I mean, the entire Harvey Birdman, he did that whole bit where he's Harvey Birdman's boss. Birdman, get in here. Sit there. Not there, there. Ha ha. Last laugh.
Or the president in Monsters vs. Aliens.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Ha ha. Dangly pots. So yeah, it depends on his style of how they do it. I mean, he can stay in character like tomorrow. He had to do it in front of a congressional hearing, actually, at one point. There's a YouTube video of that. He stayed in character the whole time.
Yeah. Wasn't that within last year almost?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
how the heck did he do that? Whatever.
I don't know.
But yeah, Jon Stewart. I mean, he is a comic through and through.
Do you want a comic reporting your news though? Yeah.
He'll give him a little bit of lightheartedness to it as well,
Right.
but at the same time, it's like. At the same time, you feel he would be restricted in that sense.
Right.
Politics
he couldn't be
is-
himself almost.
Yeah,
though,
he
too.
can't be himself. It's like you're reporting just
Politics
straight
and
news.
stuff now is just so damn
But-
tight and depressing.
but-
You almost need somebody who can deliver.
But then you
it
have
differently.
somebody like what's that douchebag's name? I picture him Fox News.
Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah. And you have somebody like Bill.
Well,
O'Reilly. He's more of just he's a personality. So do you want to go to the personality instead?
That's the thing is like Bill O'Reilly, his parody
Yeah.
is Stephen Colbert. If you watch if you watch even Hardball, like Steve Matthews and whatnot, that's Stephen Colbert. Like
Yeah.
the big parody of that. That thing is Bill O'Reilly's like parody of him is Stephen Colbert. So it's like
O'Reilly, I would rather stab him in the face with this microphone than I would see him.
I stab in the face with every freaking blonde senior analyst that comes in, just jam right through. That's all his analysts are. Jesus.
Yeah. I just don't
Seriously, drinking game. Try and find every time you don't find a male senior analyst on a Bill O'Reilly show, because they all are, and they're all blonde. No, seriously, go back and look. I swear to God.
I might just have to YouTube that.
Let's just bring back Tom Brokaw anyway. I mean, the guy's voice is legendary.
I think they should bring back Dan Rather.
I mean,
No, I got it. I got it.
They'll probably bring somebody in from the ranks and be like, "Okay, time to do your."
Today on NBC's Nightly News, I'm Tom Brokaw.
He was eaten by wolves.
Former President Gerald Ford died at the age of 84.
And now this is if we're been invaded by Zimbabwe. Alabama, Gerald Ford, Alabama. Oh, Dana
Had
Carvey.
this been CBS, they would Len Wiseman would go directly to Connie Chung. Connie Chung. In tonight in Nightly News.
I'm Bubba Walters, and here is 2020.
The stock market is closing today. That's the symbol. Oh my God! All right,
Oh, we
I
are
gotta stop.
terrible.
Yeah, I gotta
Oh,
stop
good.
on my head. All right,
Yeah.
recommendation for the week. Go.
Oh, good. And given seen that it is Valentine's Day, actually, if I'm not
And
mistaken.
I'm going to hell.
Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. Actually,
Been
out,
there before.
Yeah, actually, out this week is Evolved for those playing on all major systems as a 4v1 multiplayer only game, especially out there. Interesting concept as well as you have one person playing a monster and you have the four co-op partners trying to take down the monster. The monster can evolve, especially, and get stronger, and you have to work together to take it down. Multiplayer only game out there as well. I kind of worry about the longevity of the game, so I'm a little bit hesitant. Wait for good reviews to come out there as well. But going on, especially with the Valentine's Day thing with it, are you ready for Japanese dating sims? Well, Humble Weekly Bundle has you covered with the Weekly for Lovers bundle. For the low price of $1, you'll get Long Live the Queen, Analog, a hate story, Go Nippon, my first trip to Japan. For the average price going right now at the time of recording, about $5.60. You also get World and Amneronica. I can't even pronounce this one. Etonomica, for the love of God, indie guys, please make a title I can understand. Amneronica Episode 1. Hate Plus, thank God for an easy one to talk. Roommates Deluxe Edition. Oh, Jesus. And for the And if you go for the premium price of $8, you get all that plus Hadafu Boyfriend. For those who don't know, no, probably put that down, I have to say. To explain Hadafu Boyfriend, it is, and I quote, a dating simulator where you play a female high school ambassador, shall we say, who is trying to seduce pigeons. Yes.
Only in Japan.
You live in actually it's American made. That's a sad thing.
Damn it!
You live in a world where pigeons have become very highly intelligent and have almost taken over the world. So you must play the ambassador from the human side and must make peace with these pigeons by attending a high school with them and seducing them as a female ambassador.
Wow.
That is Hadafu Boyfriend. But if you pay more than $35, you get officially Hadafu Boyfriend Lover's Pillowcase. I'm not kidding. Look at this fucking thing.
Okay.
Only at Humble Bundle Japan idea. Yeah, the humor of it all, I don't know, but yeah, for your lonely love life of Pain Dane Sim. But yeah. No, trust me, you go out there, you're not playing these to be serious. They are just so stupid, you just have to get a good laugh out of them. So, but yeah, Humble Bundle. You gotta say more.
Okay, then.
Your pitch, James.
Jeez, how can you top that?
And I, for one, welcome our pigeon overlords and say welcome. Wow. That's actually depressing. I thought it would have been a Japanese game.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I mean, it's in the same style, but I think it was, I believe.
Way to go, America, dropping the ball on that one.
I could be wrong. Again, I have to double check. And I know some nerds out there be like, no, it's from this place. And I go, ha, you played the game. I probably will be this weekend.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Hey, I'll be streaming online just to make it even more hilarious.
Yep.
Yay. Not ever watching Breaking Bad and not really having the time to really invest. Although being unemployed right now, I mean, probably Netflix that.
Yep.
Better Call Saul made its debut this past Sunday, and then the following night, Monday, was episode 2. Watch this damn show.
That good, huh?
I don't even know what's going on right now, except there was 2 curly-haired gingers, there's a corrupt lawyer, there's a psychotic Mexican drug dealer, and the corrupt lawyer has his law offices in the back of a Taiwanese nail salon.
Fantastic.
It's
on iTunes right now. You can buy the season for like $30, I think, give or take. So yeah,
you get it once they release it.
Yeah,
it's definitely worth a look. It's been enjoyable so far. There's a little bit lost in translation if you're not familiar with the show, because from what I've understood, some characters from Breaking Bad actually are in the show.
It's like a prequel, then it goes into like the time of Breaking Bad, then after the fact though too.
Okay.
So you will see characters.
But yeah, definitely give it a watch, because it's been a pretty good ride so far.
Say my name. I'm the one who knocks. Heisenberg. You're goddamn right.
Going in the soundboard. Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, I think that would be a whole lot better than going to watch 50 Shades of Grey right now. Because, as I like to go by the thermometer,
I'll just say this right now.
You're going to go see it.
No,
okay?
I know. No, I'm not going to see it.
I would
but
drag you there.
You will probably drag me there just so I can get you to enjoy it, at least, probably. Because I know you're going to be sitting there going, oh, dear God, I need somebody to make me laugh at this.
If we could make it a drinking game every time.
Challenge accepted. Let's just say right now, I just want to get this off because I was thinking of it. I was driving over here. $10 says I can summarize the entire 50 Shades of Grey series in a Pearl Jam song.
How about every time you see a schlong, drink?
You probably won't.
No? Okay.
You probably won't. If you see a montage, every time you see like a quick montage, sexual montage.
Every time there's an ass slap. You know,
every time a cheesy line is uttered.
You'd be drunk
I've got
3
some
minutes in.
secrets.
Every time the character shows no emotion.
Oh, God. All right. Well,
And it would be a Twilight movie at that point.
at 32% as of right now, which will probably fall to 30 by mid-morning. 50 Shades of Grey is out in theaters.
It's already sold out.
It's already out there and sold out. Recommendation would be Kingsman: The Secret Service, the new one from Matthew Vaughn, starring Colin Firth, Michael Caine, Samuel L. Jackson, and some little Channing Tatum wannabe British guy. But it is at 74%, and I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Matthew Vaughn, he's done some good work, and this one he seems to put his heart and soul in. So we shall see what happens, though. So, gentlemen, you can find us at thebanteringbohs.com. There you will find our latest shows and links to all the various social media networks: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
Oh,
YouTube's
YouTube,
out there.
we got
Yeah,
that.
we got to post a link on there.
Yeah, we do.
But in the meantime, gentlemen, have a great week.
You too,
And
sir.
you too as well. Enjoy your Valentine's Day.
You too. Enjoy that bee. And everyone listening, thanks for joining us, and we will catch you next week. Peace out.
Keep going.
Deuces.